Irreplaceables, and we're ready to go.
All eyes are on the wind tonight as fire season 2006 comes dangerously close to homes. But first, a gunman goes on a deadly rampage at a Northwest Jewish center.
I just got back from Israel and made it out of there a half hour before the rockets started over the border, and it's like, oh my God.
Has the violence in the Middle East come to American soil? The new developments are first on Fox. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wayne Garcia. Shauna has the night off. First on Fox tonight, 1 dead, 5 hurt, and a gunman behind bars. A deadly shooting rampage at Seattle's Jewish Federation building has the entire Northwest on edge tonight. Police are increasing patrols from Seattle to Portland, and the FBI is investigating that attack. KPTV's Kelly McAllister begins our team coverage tonight from Seattle.
I don't know who would have done such a thing.
When Alana Kennedy first heard popping sounds coming from the floor above her, she never fathomed the horror that was unfolding.
We heard a lot of furniture falling and screaming, and that's when we knew that something was really, really bad.
The shots, she says, were not fast, as if the gunman aimed then fired at each of the women as he walked from the front to the back of the building, right toward Tammy Kaiser's office.
And I locked my door, and somebody tried to get in, and I have a window, and I jumped out the window.
She fell 2 stories into a trash bin just as officers and ambulances arrived.
And they rushed people out, and I saw one lady, she was shot in the back or something, and they were rushing her down this way.
Captivated, bystanders watched in awe as the victims were brought out right before their eyes, and the gunman, still holed up inside the Federation building, held police at bay.
That's really scary. I've never seen anything like this in New York or San Francisco.
Many workers wondered how the man was able to get into their secured building. Police say he was able to overpower a woman after she punched in her security code. In Seattle, Kelly McAllister, the 10 o'clock news.
And that man was finally arrested tonight. And just last week, the FBI sent a bulletin to American Jewish groups warning that Hezbollah may attack them. The Bureau says there's no information on an imminent attack, but says it's increasing its focus on the group that's pledged to destroy Israel. A spokesman says the FBI is investigating Hezbollah's recruitment, training, and fundraising activities on U.S. soil and abroad. Now, there is no indication today's shooting has any ties to terrorism, but tonight, local Jewish community centers are taking precautions, and so are Portland police. KPTV's David Freitas continues our team coverage with that part of the story now. David?
You can see a posting on the door of the Jewish Federation about security. They're always cautious about it here, and now they're getting extra support from the Portland Police Bureau. Tonight, as Portland's Jewish community gathers to worship, they're praying for an end to violence in the Middle East. Now violence here at home.
We sure hope and pray that these things stop immediately. It's just sad.
Rabbi Moshe Wilhelm received news of the shooting in Seattle quickly, and tonight mourns for the victims and for the violence that bred it.
It's just very sad that the world has come to such a situation that these kind of things have to happen.
At the Jewish Federation of Portland, the rabbi says security is always an issue. Tonight, 2 cars blocked most of the parking lot to keep potential threats away from the building. And at the Jewish Community Center just down the street, a patrol by Portland Police. The chief has ordered extra patrols around all Jewish facilities in the city. But tonight, people in this community say the shooting will not scare them.
Particularly when someone is attacking, it's a time to show some strength.
Jews here in Portland say even thousands of miles away, they feel a deep connection to Israel and the violence there. And now they're reaching out to the community of faith in Seattle.
Doing what is right under these circumstances is what Judaism is all about. And doing it in the face of adversity, doing it in the face of people that are acting out their aggressive nature.
Tonight, many community members here say they're going to spend the next few days really carefully going over their security procedures. Live in Southwest Portland, David Freitas, the 10 o'clock news.
And in the Middle East, a peace deal could now be on the horizon. The Lebanese government says Hezbollah politicians have agreed to a peace package aimed at ending the fighting. We will show you what that deal consists of later tonight in the final cut. Now to fire season 2006. 1,000 people are standing by tonight in case they need to evacuate their Central Oregon homes. The Black Crater fire is burning 2,700 acres near Sisters. More than 500 people have already left their homes. But there is some good news tonight. It doesn't look like the flames will reach any homes. KPTV's Peter Murphy is live tonight near Sisters with the latest developments on that Black Crater fire. Peter?
Wayne, the watchwords out here in Sisters tonight that people are hearing are cautious optimism, and that's because a couple of things have changed. One is there's a lot more resources that are being brought to bear. You can see the trucks on the street here, but the other major factor is that the wind conditions up here are cooperating with firefighters. Now, last count of firefighters assigned to the Black Crater Fire, about 500, and those numbers are rising. In fact, people say you can look at a map and point anywhere in the United States, and folks are coming here to help fight the fire here. That number is way up from yesterday when those unexpected winds picked up and moved the fire to nearly 3,000 acres at this point. They've been helped by the wind that shifted, and it's blowing the fire back on itself. So what it's doing is burning through the fuels that pushed it so fast yesterday. Still no word today about when the firefighters will bring this under control. They really are working hard on it. We know, though, that they were getting some help from air tankers and National Guard helicopters to knock down the flames. Those flames were advancing on those residential areas you mentioned, but so far has not reached them yet. And so those evacuations are in place, but nobody has been harmed by the fire at this point. There was a big meeting in Sisters not all that long ago. There was a standing room only crowd of about 500 people, and the fire bosses were there describing what's taking place. And to listen to people who finished at that meeting, once they heard all the words said and all the action took place there, they were much more comfortable with the fight that's taking place here. Once again, though, those evacuations remain in place, and the people here in Sisters are watching cautiously about what's going on. Wayne?
Peter Murphy live tonight in Sisters. Governor Kulongoski will get a first-hand look at the fire tomorrow. He's touring the devastation of the Black Crater Fire in a National Guard Black Hawk helicopter. He took similar tours earlier this year to assess the damage of the winter flooding. This is usually the first step before declaring disaster areas, which make people eligible for relief money. And financial aid is already on the way from FEMA. The government agency has authorized using federal money to help fight that Black Crater Fire. The declaration gives Oregon money to pay for 75% of the cost to fight the fire. And that includes paying for equipment, supplies for firefighters, and also the cost of field camps. As we said, for now, the winds have changed, and it looks like the homes near Sisters will be spared. But it didn't look that way earlier today. And as KPTV's Jamie Wilson tells us tonight, no one believes they are completely out of the woods just yet.
Got a few hoses, a few sprinklers, and just let her go.
With the water on full blast and his fingers crossed, now Bill Spezza can only hope for the best.
This has been the homestead.
His family has lived in this house for 18 years, and the threat of losing it to wildfire has never been more real.
This is about 3 miles, and it's close. And the wind's blowing this way, so it's a little spooky.
The Black Crater Fire is up to nearly 2,000 acres, burning uncomfortably close to the town of Sisters. From the air, helicopters make nonstop water drops up to 1,000 gallons. And on the ground, firefighters like Tyler Hersom stomp out hot spots, but he's just trying to keep up. New flare-ups are everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. It's like a process all over again, but you know, you got to do it, so.
Flames shooting up from trees 100 feet tall, that's no longer the biggest concern here. It's embers blowing onto an old log like this one that could smolder for days, even weeks. With no rain and afternoon winds picking up each day this week, for now, fire officials say Mother Nature has the upper hand.
We packed up all the treasures, the photos, the irreplaceables, and we're ready to go.
Bill lives in the Toll Gate neighborhood, which is now on standby to evacuate. He can't argue with safety, but he does hope he can stay put.
You know, I've never had to leave, so it's tough to say for sure, but it probably won't be too easy.
In Sisters, Jamie Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
So the big question tonight, how long will those winds stay calm? Meteorologist Drew Jackson is here now with a look at how the weather conditions will impact that Black Crater Fire. Drew?
Yeah, Wayne, you heard Peter talk about how it was a much better day today, but generally speaking, we're looking at a westerly flow, and the breezes very well could pick up again tomorrow afternoon. We're still dealing with the same type of conditions in the area of warm, dry, and sometimes windy. High temperatures today, 80 to 85. Fire danger still extreme, and the winds could gust as high as 20 to 30 miles an hour again tomorrow. Of course, wind direction is key. Neat looking satellite image here of the state of Oregon, a couple of the fires burning throughout the state. We'll zoom in closer here to this Black Crater Fire. You can see the smoke blowing from southwest to northeast, just to the north of Sisters and Redmond there as well. And a great photo sent to me today as well. You can see the smoke in the air and the sun through it there. This photo taken from Redmond of that fire burning in the distance. Now, as far as our local weather is concerned, we've got clouds moving in, but does that mean rain for the weekend? Those details a little bit later on.
And here is a look at the other major fires burning tonight in Oregon. The Black Rock Fire near Burns is 713 acres. It's threatening homes and the Calamity Butte Lookout. Fire crews have that about 50% contained. The Foster Gulch Complex fire has scorched nearly 29,000 acres. It's also threatening homes, power lines, and also a hydroelectric facility, and it's only 10% contained. And the Maxwell fire has grown to 1,400 acres. It's put the water supply for the town of Mitchell in danger tonight. Crews have no containment estimate on that fire. The Wolf Point 2 fire is burning near Warm Springs. It's at 1,200 acres. Some homes are threatened, 10% containment. And the Elk Lake fire near Bend has burned 70 acres, shut down parts of Highway 46, also threatening homes and property, and that is about 20% contained. Stay with Fox 12 for complete coverage of fire season 2006. We'll have the latest tonight at 11 o'clock. And again tomorrow morning on Good Day Oregon, Saturday beginning at 6. There's also news tips and photos on our website, kptv.com.
The 10 o'clock news is just getting started.
Paying tribute to a local legend.
She's certainly been an ambassador about, how important elephants are.
How an elephant named Pet made a big impact in Portland and beyond. Preventing dangerous drug reactions before you take a pill. How doctors are using your own DNA to make sure your next prescription doesn't do more harm than good. Making ordinary fabric tough enough to stop a bullet. We'll show you the breakthrough technology that could keep police officers and soldiers safer when they're in the line of fire. Behold the Butter Blaster.
It's just injecting the butter directly into the popcorn.
See how this Northwest teen is working hard to make your next bucket of movie popcorn perfect. And hold on to your broomsticks. Harry Potter's taking it all off on stage. Details on his risque new role in the Hollywood buzz.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local. Ready to win the insomnia battle? We've got the drug-free remedy.
I reliably sleep 6-7 hours a night.
To sleeping through the night. Good Day Oregon, Saturday, tomorrow at 6.
The Saturn Vue, with an estimated 29 miles per gallon highway and the highest crash test ratings. And the Saturn Ion, with a 5-star frontal crash safety rating and an estimated 35 miles per gallon highway. The 2006 Saturn Ion and the 2006 Saturn Vue. Great times, great timing. Now get 10% off the purchase of any new 2006 Saturn vehicle at the Saturn Summer Sales Event.
When glass gets mixed in with other recyclables, it can cause all sorts of problems. And no self-respecting recyclable wants to be labeled a troublemaker.
A local family says goodbye to a woman hit and killed while on a jog. Tonight, how you can help them catch the driver responsible. Coming up on the 10 o'clock news, first live local.
Free gifts and free financing at Sleep Country? It feels a lot like Christmas in July. Through Monday, get free pillows, sheets, bed frame, or mattress pad with selected Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, or Pacific mattress sets. Plus, make no payments and pay no interest when paid by Christmas. It's like Christmas in July through Monday. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
All I'm saying is you can tell a lot about someone from their car.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, take this one. Leather seats, nav system, Bose surround sound. This guy is the man.
Introducing the 244 horsepower turbocharged Mazda CX-7, the SUV you never saw coming.
The man. Yeah, you're the man.
What?
The all-new Mazda CX-7. It all comes back to
Fox Saturday. It's last call for criminals.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
It's an 18-pack.
An 18-pack?
A full hour of cops. Then, John Walsh commemorates the 25th anniversary of his son's death. Learn how he got the Child Safety Act passed. An all-new America's Most Wanted. Saturday at 8 on Fox 12 Oregon.
The family of a jogger killed nearly 2 weeks ago laid her to rest. But tonight they say that they will not rest until her killer is caught. A car hit Kimberly Powell in the Columbia Gorge back on July 14th, and tonight police still have no suspects. KPTV's David Wilson joins us live now from News Control with more on the story. Dave?
Yeah, dozens of people came to say goodbye to Kim Powell today. She's remembered as a vibrant young woman with a big heart. And tonight her family and friends say they want the person who hit her to turn themselves in. Tonight, family and friends of Kimberly Powell celebrate and remember her young life, cut tragically short by a hit-and-run driver.
And I hope the person that did this conscience will also bother them to the point that they come forward so we can get closure.
Her family says Powell loved the outdoors, writing, poetry, music, and running. In fact, the 23-year-old was jogging when she was run down Friday morning, July 14th, around 10:15. Police say she was hit by an oncoming car along an Interstate 84 frontage road near Dodson. She was discovered by a passerby 45 minutes later, struggling to crawl out of the brush.
What's really hard for us was that she wasn't found until 11 o'clock. And she was moving, trying to survive. And she was laying in the blackberry bushes in severe pain.
Unfortunately, police have very little evidence to go on. Only a side view mirror broken off during impact and believed to be from a light-colored sedan. So tonight, as family and friends say their goodbyes, all are hoping the suspect will come forward and take responsibility for Kim's death.
And I wished that she was still with us. But if she had to go, I'm glad that she didn't suffer for a long period of time.
Such as who hit Kimberly Powell, please call the Multnomah County Sheriff's Department. We're live at News Control tonight. David Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
Friends and family gathered at Willamette National Cemetery today to remember a local Marine killed in the fight for Iraq. A military flyover was part of the tribute to Captain Christopher Pate. Pate died on patrol last week after he was hit by shrapnel from a bomb. Governor Kulingoski spoke at today's ceremony, acknowledging the sacrifice made by Oregon's servicemen and women and their families. His friends say that Chris gave 110% to everything he did.
He never slowed down. He never was lazy. He was always just achieving and achieving and achieving. And he was never, he never looked at it like that. He never said, hey, I'm going to go put something else on my resume today. It was always just, I have a Saturday afternoon and I'm going to use it to its fullest. And that was him in a nutshell. I mean, he just did everything.
Pate called in a position report moments before he died, saving the lives of others in the patrol. Pate received a Purple Heart and has been recommended for the Bronze Star for his brave actions. A South Salem community is cleaning up after vandals left a mess in their neighborhood. The suspects broke car windows and sprayed graffiti. Those who live in the area say crime like this is becoming more common. Tonight, new at 11, we will hear from the victims of these crimes and why they say the gang problem in their area can no longer be tolerated. The Oregon Zoo will soon lose its oldest Asian elephant due to its failing health. But zookeepers say the elephant named Pet will leave behind a rich legacy. KPTV's Mark Glyzewski has details.
Countless people, young and old, have stopped at the Oregon Zoo to visit a special Asian elephant since 1962.
Hundreds of thousands, millions. So it's great that we get a chance today.
Pet was born with a leg deformity that made her look pigeon-toed. She developed arthritis in recent years and an infection in her foot that veterinarians can't reach.
She's on a number of drugs, and we've tried a lot of different therapies on Pet over the years and to control her pain. And right now we're pretty much at our limit for doing that, which is a big part of our decision to go ahead with euthanasia.
The dire situation gave zoo directors no other choice but to put her down at age 51.
Having to make this decision is probably one of the hardest things for us, but obviously the best thing for her.
It would be like losing a coworker, I would think. Somebody you see every day, and then they're not there anymore. That would be hard.
Pet the Asian elephant has delighted visitors here at the Oregon Zoo for more than 4 decades, and workers here say they will truly miss her. Senior elephant keeper April Yoder thought of Pet as a friend.
It's amazing the community support for the elephants here at the Oregon Zoo, and so I think it's going to be hard for all of us.
She's certainly been an ambassador about, how important elephants are and what unique animals they are, and we'd love for folks to come out and, say whatever their best wishes.
Zookeepers hope people will also celebrate Pet's legacy. In Southwest Portland, Mark Leziski, the 10 o'clock news.
Pet gave birth to 6 calves, and zookeepers say she truly has had a long life. The average lifespan for a female Asian elephant is about 45 years. Again, she's 54. Well, still ahead, personalizing prescriptions to treat your illnesses better. See how doctors will soon be able to tailor your medicine without a lot of trial and error. Plus, wild weather is making life difficult for these flood victims. See how bad it's going to get before it gets any better. And a Northwest teen's invention is solving the age-old problem of evenly buttering your popcorn. We will show you his secret ahead in the final cut.
And we started off with all the clouds this morning, but you can see on our time lapse as the clouds broke apart and crumbled away. Lots of blue in the sky, but none of that blue right now. Of course, dark outside. The sky is clear, though, as we look live from our Fox Tower cam. It is not going to stay clear for long. Details about a big weather change for the weekend still to come.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
Hi, Leo Hillier and Diesel. Diesel wants to help with our year-end model clearance sale by taking you for a test drive. Now, Diesel, that's what I'm talking about. This is not a toy. Want to do it again? Diesel's demo? Maybe not. Remember, all Fords are created equal. Hillier's Mid-City Ford makes a difference. Diesel and I invite you to come see why today.
For that extra room you've always wanted, a Wachovia mortgage specialist can show you financing options to help you get more house for your money. Are you with Wachovia? Visit our website or call us at 866-908-HOUSE.
Still tonight, see what makes the Fox 12 final cut. It's the military's new secret weapon, a liquid that can help stop bullets. How it works. Every day. Plus, First Christian Radio, now all porn, why some listeners are outraged at a news station's format, and you need a ticket to see them, but not to hear them. How to listen to live Rolling Stone concerts on your cell phone tonight on the Fox 12 final cut.
Bold lines, rugged lines, unique lines, award-winning lines. New lines. And now you get the bottom line during Nissan's national sales event. Like a $199 per month lease on the Nissan Altima with a special edition package. See your Nissan dealer. Offer ends July 31st. And that's the bottom line.
This segment of the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Hometown Buffet.
Some things are so wonderful. You just want 5. You know, like shrimp 5 ways, Monday through Saturday nights at Hometown Buffet. Golden popcorn shrimp. Enticing shrimp scampi. Crunchy coconut shrimp. Creamy shrimp Alfredo and zesty buffalo shrimp. Enjoy all 5, plus dozens of other great dishes like grilled top sirloin steak. Create your perfect dinner for one low price. So if you're not too busy, get to Shrimp 5 Ways, only at Hometown Buffet.
It could be the beginning of a new trend in medicine. Researchers have found a way to tell how people react to certain drugs before pumping them full of pills. KPTV's Kimberly Moss shows us how this new technology could help save lives.
Playing tug of war with her horse Shiloh is the same kind of struggle Lynn Tollison has always had with doctors.
This is the classic answer. She obviously takes a lot of medication and her body builds up tolerances. Like, I'm a drug addict. Hop it up.
Pain medications haven't worked for her arthritis, and side effects prevented her from taking a drug for bipolar disorder.
You get to the point where you don't go to a doctor or a dentist when you need to go because what they give you is not going to help, so you don't go.
But now, a first-of-its-kind gene chip test is solving years of medical mystery. It tells doctors how a person processes about 25% of drugs on the market, including most antipsychotic meds.
Our slogan is start low and go slow. Well, patients can't always afford that because they could be terribly depressed and at risk of suicide.
Here's how the test works. First, blood is drawn and the DNA is extracted. Then scientists isolate the two genes that break down drugs and look for mutations. Doctors hope the test will pave the way for a new generation of medicine.
We have been, waiting for those kind of things for a long time, and now it's here.
For Lynn, who just found out she is a poor metabolizer, it means validation and hopefully finding effective treatments that will allow her to take care of her family.
I have to struggle to keep myself together sometimes. So that would be wonderful.
Kimberly Moss, the 10 o'clock news.
If you're interested, the gene chip test costs between $600 and $1,000, but in the future, researchers say insurance companies may want to cover the cost because it would put an end to trial and error prescriptions.
Well, all is quiet on the radar tonight. Not a drop of rain anywhere in the northwest. That may not be the case this time tomorrow night. Details about the chance of rain for the weekend after the break.
Also ahead, life-saving protection hidden in a T-shirt. See how this liquid armor treatment could soon replace bulky bulletproof vests and combat gear. Plus, an amazing survival story thanks to a quick-thinking 10-year-old girl. Wait till you hear what she sacrificed to save her little brother's life. And concert goers could be in for a treat this weekend. See which special guest could grace a local stage coming up in the final cut.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
Looking for a great local job? Here are a few Northwest jobs from Fox 12 Oregon, powered by JobDango.com. Northwest Pipe Company is hiring general laborers, positions located in Portland. Roberts Motor Company is hiring an auto parts person, position located in Portland. And Wells Fargo Collections is hiring for a collection supervisor, positions located in Beaverton. For details on these local jobs and thousands more, or to advertise your jobs, go to KPTV.com and click on Northwest Jobs at the left side of our homepage.
Dear Dr. Z, my class is learning about the environment. What are you doing to help?
Well, class, this Jeep Liberty diesel gets 26 highway miles per gallon. And we're building a flex fuel Commander and Grand Cherokee. Plus, coming soon, the world's cleanest diesel. They're our cleanest 4x4s ever.
It's a joke.
Is that mustache real?
It's back. Employee pricing plus up to $2,000 cash allowance. Get our employee price on most 2006 Jeep vehicles.
Will the scoop of her career,
Peter Lyman is the tarot card serial killer. I'm Peter Lyman.
be the love of her life,
I can't imagine you do anything bad.
or the end of it?
You're with a very, very dangerous man.
Scoop.
That's two verys.
Rated PG-13. Now playing in select theaters.
Oh.
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. Sometimes you're hungry enough for a Mondo burrito. Other times, it's enchiladas or tacos. Life is good when you have your friends and Taco Del Mar.
Taste fulfilled.
The bird flu battle comes to Oregon, where researchers spent the day testing animals in town. Just ahead on the 10 o'clock news, first, live, local.
The Comcast family lives life to the fullest. Dad gets 100% digital picture and sound with over 100 channels and a full library of free movies on demand. His old dish didn't offer that. Mom gets secure internet up to 7 times faster than DSL, so she can shop online, pay bills, and telecommute. Joni gets unlimited nationwide long distance, so she can blah, blah, blah anytime she wants. And when you get all three, you only pay $33 a month for each. Comcast, the power of one.
So how was the delivery?
Smooth, no pushing or anything. I fit right through.
It came on time?
Like clockwork.
Did you tape it?
Mm-hmm.
Let Levitt's deliver savings to help redecorate your home. Check out this 5-piece living room for just $14.99 right now at Levitt.
You love it at Levitt's.
A 6-speed short-throw gearbox, a sport-tuned suspension. Start making summer memories fast. The Mercedes-Benz Summer Event. See your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for a great lease offer on a 2006 C230 sports sedan.
Tonight, a father has a warning after an accident on Detroit Lake that left his son with a broken neck. It happened when the 24-year-old was being pulled on an inflatable tow tube. Here's a picture of what that tube looks like. The young man's dad says he crashed and hit the water so hard that he cracked 2 vertebrae in his neck and broke a rib. Doctors say he's lucky he wasn't paralyzed. The tube involved was a WeGo kite tube. 19,000 of them have been recalled because of deaths and serious injuries. Well, we see it happen all the time. Ocean rip currents sweep even the strongest swimmers out to sea. But there's some new research on rip currents that may end up saving your life. KPTV's Pete Ferryman shows us.
There's something lurking in the ocean, creating panic in even the best swimmers.
It came really quick. Like, we went under a wave, and then the next thing we know, it was just like pulling us out.
It's a rip current, and it can drag unsuspecting swimmers out to sea up to 8 feet per second. Rip currents form at breaks and sandbars hidden underwater, creating a strong channel of water that pulls anything in its path far away from shore. Traditionally, oceanographers believed rip currents had a steady, uniform course. Now, new research shows the flow of water moves in an erratic pattern.
Flow patterns get very, very complicated and very, very unpredictable. And we're trying to come to an understanding of what causes all that complication.
In a study, colored dye is added to a wave pool generating rip currents. The dye's course is recorded as it moves through the current. The dye's movement shows an irregular rip current pattern, making it more difficult to escape.
It's very difficult for a swimmer, once he's actually caught in the flow, even to establish a sense of orientation and decide which way to swim.
To avoid unpredictable rip currents, keep an eye out for signs of one, like broken wave patterns and discolored water. If you end up caught in a rip current,
number one is don't panic. Swim parallel to the shore.
Some good advice to keep you safe at the beach. Pete Ferryman, the 10 o'clock news.
And researchers say some rip currents can last for weeks and even months at a time in the exact same location. Well, biologists will be testing some wild birds on Sauvie Island for bird flu during the next few months. The sampling is part of a nationwide effort to detect avian flu. Scientists plan on sampling 4,000 migratory birds. They plan to focus on birds that most interacted with birds from Asia while in the Arctic this summer. Avian influenza was first identified 10 years ago in Asia. In rare cases where humans have had direct contact with infected birds, some people have gotten sick and even died. Fox 12's Drew Jackson joins us now, and it's been just pretty comfortable, nice and cool today. I noticed that again as I was walking in the parking lot out here.
Only 72 in Portland today. So, you know, to some folks that may have felt a little bit chilly, but actually that's really in the comfortable range for a lot of people, especially after all the heat that we've had here coming up. But cooler weather coming for the weekend, and we'll talk about the chance of rain coming up as well. Right now, outside, no sign of rain at all. Live pictures we look from our river camera. Looking through the Markham Bridge there towards the city lights of Portland. Not a whole lot of wind out there this evening either. Pretty calm, comfortable, but a slightly chilly night. 62 the current temperature at the Portland airport. The sky mainly clear. That northwest wind just at 7 miles an hour. It's relatively dry, as indicated by this dew point temperature at 49. That means it's going to be probably the coolest night we've seen in several weeks coming up. So low to mid 50s likely just about everywhere. And that Willamette River temperature now responding nicely to all the sunshine we've had each afternoon here the past couple weeks, now up to 73 degrees. All right, moving on, we'll take a look at the temperatures here around the rest of the Northwest right now. It's 62 in Salem and Eugene. Newport already down at 52. Astoria is at 57. Farther to the east, warmer, 66 the Dalles, 67 Redmond, and still 75 degrees at this 10 o'clock hour in Burns. 72, as mentioned, that's as good as we could muster for a high temperature in Portland today, but look at Kelso, only 68. The farther up the Willamette Valley you went towards the south, the warmer it was. 80 Eugene today, but only 60s along the coast. And east side, for the first time in a while, there were no triple-digit numbers for highs over that way. So some of the cooler ocean air finally beginning to make its way east of the Cascades, but unfortunately in the form of some wind throughout the day as well. This is the visible satellite picture. You can see the low clouds here indicated by the gray at 8 o'clock this morning. Of course, they were all banked up against the coast as well. And throughout the day, they retreated back towards the west. But this spot right in here, somewhat interesting. On the visible picture, that's the smoke from the Black Crater fire that showed up on the picture this afternoon. All right, I'll expand the view, show you the satellite picture. Big view of the Northwest and the Pacific Ocean. There's a swirl out in here, and that swirl is going to change our weather for the weekend. This is a pocket of chillier air, and that's going to slide on in here over the next couple days, and it's going to bring just a slight chance of rain. We'll put the cloud and rain forecast into motion through the day tomorrow. Everyone stays dry, I believe, except for maybe some drizzle along the coast with some of the low clouds. It'll be partly sunny, especially in the afternoon. By Sunday, though, the clouds thicken up a bit more, and there's some spotty green showing up mainly near the higher elevations. So there's a chance there could be a light sprinkle sometime on Sunday. I think most places west of the Cascades stay completely dry, but I have to leave that chance of a light shower in there. Farther to the east, maybe extreme southeastern Oregon gets some thunderstorms on Sunday. Otherwise, east of the Cascades dry through the weekend. Mostly cloudy along the coast. First live local forecast here. Low 50s tonight, low to mid 60s tomorrow. Northwest winds 5 to 15. No advisories for the nearshore waters. 77 Salem tomorrow. Also 77 Woodburn, 75 Staten. There'll be some clouds in the morning, but overall we'll call it a partly sunny day, and temperatures in the comfortable range, middle 70s. East side, 79, that's it. In the Dalles, that west wind continues to blow. 83 Bend, windy there as well. A bit warmer farther east with temperatures mid to upper 80s for LeGrand, Baker City, and Burns. Timberline, 57. Some low clouds possible along the west slopes early, but otherwise partly to mostly sunny up in the high country. 50 in the morning, 55, I should say, in Portland proper. Cooler than that in the suburbs. 65 at noon, 75 by afternoon. You can see a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. A northwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour. North of town, 72 Longview tomorrow, 73 Scappoose. Beaverton to 75, again partly cloudy, and then east side of town also high temperatures mid 70s just about everywhere. Here's a look at the weekend forecast. Sunday looks to be cooler at 72, mostly cloudy, and again just a slight chance of light shower, but I bet most places stay dry. After that we start the recovery back to 75 Monday, 78 Tuesday, and in the low to mid 80s by the middle and later parts of next week with more sunshine. Stephanie Kralovich will be along tomorrow morning on Good Day Oregon Saturday. She updates the forecast beginning at 6 a.m.
Lots of surprises inside tonight's Final Cut, like the shocking surprise inside this house that made it explode. Soldiers and police officers may soon wear something inside their clothes that may stop bullets cold. And is there something growing inside Halle Berry? The baby rumors are swirling, and we've got the inside story. This is the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
Dear Dr. Z, I know Daimler Chrysler invented the minivan, but how's the quality?
Kim, check out our unique Stow and Go on this Chrysler Town and Country. And it's 5-star crash test rated.
But
Hey, look what I found. JD Power Award for the highest ranked van in initial quality.
It's back. Employee pricing plus up to $2,500 cash allowance. Get our employee price on most 2006 Chrysler vehicles.
So, tell me in your own words a little bit about Geico.
Well, it's one-stop shopping, really, Geico.com. You can get a free rate quote. You could compare coverage options. You could file a claim, pay your bill online. Even, have a little chat with an associate if you need help.
What about you? Can they chat with you?
I'm here for Geico, love. Let's not delve into my personal life, eh?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Take the Hyundai Challenge during the Hyundai Challenge Summer Clearance. Test drive the sedan that beats Honda Accord. The new Hyundai Sonata with more standard safety features and interior space than Accord. Great fuel mileage and America's best warranty for $4,500 less than Accord. Now save even more, up to $3,000 cash back on Sonata. There's never been a better time to save thousands during the Hyundai Challenge Summer Clearance. Get a new Sonata V6 with up to $3,000 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer. Offer ends July 31st.
I'd rather lose an arm than have my little brother dead.
A big sacrifice to save her brother, one little girl's incredible heroic act, plus everything else you need to know tonight on the Fox 12 Final Cut.
A-Boy Supply is where you'll find the familiar and the new, so you get the benefit of experience with the innovations of tomorrow. A-Boy Supply, helping you make your home better.
Dear Dr. Z, are Dodge trucks more than just Hemis? The new Dodge Ram has a new frame for improved ride and handling, and Dodge Durango has an electronic stability program, a technology we invented. What would you expect from the world's largest producer of commercial vehicles?
Heck! You forgot Hemi with fuel-saving MDS.
Sorry.
Actors. It's back. Employee pricing plus up to $3,500 cash allowance. Get our employee price on most 2006 Dodge vehicles.
When you have a tankless water heater, you'll never run out of hot water. So, let the concert begin. A-Boy Plumbing and Electrical.
Stand by the Final Cut in 3, 2, 1, cue 'em.
The Final Cut begins tonight with news from across America and some bad weather in Ohio. Take a look at the scene in the northeast part of the state where several roads, really in 3 different counties, experienced some of the most flooding. Water levels have even reached the second story of some area homes. The Red Cross opened 6 shelters to help out people who needed a place to stay. As the record-breaking temperatures rise in California, so do the number of people dying. In the past 2 weeks, the heat is being blamed for more than 100 deaths. Most of the victims are elderly. The heat wave is also hurting farmers, damaging crops, and killing livestock. A new state regulation took effect this week, in fact, punishing employers who don't protect outdoor workers from the heat. In South Dakota, a massive wildfire forces some 300 people from their homes. That fire started yesterday, and at least one house has been destroyed. Check out the video. They're taken by some fire crews. Officials say that they don't know exactly how many other homes have burned. Evacuees, though, say that they're hoping for the best.
About a half an hour after it started, they came and asked us if we wouldn't evacuate.
We were afraid something like this would happen because we've been up in the hills and it's too dry. It's just bad. It's scary. Furniture, pictures, we'd hate to lose it.
Fire officials say at least 2,000 acres have burned. That fire right now is about 10% contained. Check out some video of a house that exploded in Iowa. The owner says that the blast happened when he got up during the night and then just turned on a light. Rescuers say the homeowner dragged himself out of that home to call for help. He was flown to a nearby hospital and is being treated for a broken leg and some other injuries. Investigators think a gas leak might be to blame. A building collapse in New York kills one person. A garage in Queens was under construction when it collapsed this afternoon. Several workers were rushed to the hospital. Another died after being buried under the rubble. Workers are now trying to retrieve his body. There is no word yet on what caused that building to go down. Police say it was a house where no person could have lived, but child welfare workers say that 2 children in fact did live in this Indianapolis home. Yesterday, after neighbors called for help because the conditions were so bad, the kids were removed. One child is 8 years old and bedridden with cerebral palsy. The other's a 1-year-old. Police say that that house was crawling with bugs. The floors were covered in animal feces. The younger boy's father says that things got out of control.
It's not a situation where people belligerently dirty. It's just a fact of where kids are working, the mother's working odd off hours. That's all it is.
Are you ashamed your own child is living in this kind of situation?
Yes, I am.
Investigators say they also found marijuana under all that mess. No word yet on what charges could be filed. A pit bull attack killed a 71-year-old woman in Kansas. The woman was attacked. She worked in her garden. Investigators say that there were 2 dogs, but only one of the pit bulls attacked. Officers used a tranquilizer on one of the dogs. The second went to a nearby house. The woman killed was a former foster parent and school crossing guard. Well, a 10-year-old California girl is simply being called a hero for saving her brother after her arm was severed in a car wreck. That accident happened when Ariana Maston and her 2-year-old brother and grandmother were driving to Lake Tahoe. The van flipped and slid 200 feet on its side. But just before that van flipped, Ariana unbuckled her seatbelt and threw her arms around her brother, Matthew.
I'd rather lose an arm than have my little brother dead. That's what I was thinking. I went to go grab my brother and then I didn't have this arm, so that's when I found out.
Ariana's brother went to the hospital where doctors treated him for burns, and he suffered from that road during the wreck. Doctors say that they will fit Ariana with a prosthetic arm when she's a little bit older. Radio listeners in California who tuned into their regular station expecting to hear Christian music and sermons got a big shock. They got porn radio instead. Turns out the station switched formats this week because it was sold earlier in the month, but the shift took most people by surprise. The new station plays sexually suggestive songs and pre-tracked moans. People angered by the content have sent a formal complaint to the federal government. In news across the world tonight, investigators are looking for a cause to an explosion at a chemical plant in eastern China that killed 16 people. Rescuers recovered the bodies this afternoon. A dozen more people were hurt, and authorities ordered evacuations for some 7,000 people. As of tonight, environmental workers say there are no dangerous levels of pollution because of that blast. Tonight, new hope for an end to the Middle East crisis. Hezbollah politicians have tentatively agreed to a peace package. It would include an immediate ceasefire, the release of Lebanese and Israeli prisoners, temporary UN control of disputed lands, and Israel's withdrawal back to its own border. This is the first time Hezbollah has signed on to a proposal that includes international forces. Well, most cops describe their bulletproof vests as hard, heavy, stiff, or bulky, but relief could be in sight. KPTV's Carrie Tomlinson shows us a new liquid body armor.
The new liquid body armor can look like regular fabric, but it can stop things like this or other weapons from hurting you. That could be a big relief for officers who often have to wear stiff, heavy, bulletproof vests.
It's not just in the movies. Officers put their lives on the line every day. And this may be their next weapon against crime. This is not a normal piece of fabric. It's soaked in sheer thickening fluid, which makes soft material into solid protective gear.
The material becomes very hard and prevents the projectile from moving through the fabric.
Rheologists who study the unusual flow of materials developed this liquid. Now it's being tested on Kevlar to try to make bulletproof vests as comfortable as regular clothing.
A normal vest is 30, 40 layers of Kevlar fabric tightly packed together. We can potentially reduce the number of layers, making the material lighter, more flexible, better, easier to wear.
Watch how it works. An ice pick goes right through untreated fabric, but not through fabric coated with the new liquid.
Very different. As you can see, it's impossible to puncture through the material.
Tiny hard particles in the liquid cluster together and then jam when hit by a sudden force. Fabric coated in the liquid becomes hard enough to stop a bullet, but also stays flexible.
We want to improve current body armor technology, make it resistant to many different threats, not just ballistic, but also fragmentation, such as in bombs.
The military plans to use this liquid technology to improve Kevlar vests for troops, a must-have body armor that saves lives.
Researchers are also trying this stuff on sleeves and pant legs, things that currently are not covered by traditional body armor. Carrie Tomlinson, the 10 o'clock news.
And now another invention. This one is invented by a Northwest teen, and the goal is to butter the popcorn at the bottom of the bag. Mitchell Duffy invented the Butter Blaster. It's made from an automobile brake line that squirts butter through holes that are drilled into it. Buckets of dry, unevenly buttered popcorn inspired the 16-year-old to develop the device.
It's just injecting the butter directly into the popcorn. In this way, it's basically perfectly buttered throughout the entire popcorn.
Seems so simple. It took Duffy about 3 years to see his popcorn project come to life, and this summer he won second place in the National Invention Showcase in Washington, D.C., and concession lovers everywhere can hardly wait for the Butter Blaster to debut in their hometown. The Final Cut goes local now with a little concert surprise for fans with tickets to see Tom Petty. Fox 12 has learned from a very reliable source that Stevie Nicks may join Petty on stage for his concert at the Clark County Amphitheater on Saturday night, tomorrow night. It won't be the first time that they've teamed up. Of course, Petty and Nicks did a duet back in 1981 on the song Stop Draggin' My Heart Around. Oregon's art scene's being featured this weekend at the Portland Art Museum. The Oregon Biennial celebrates local artists and showcases contemporary art. Well, this year's exhibit features painting, photography, video, digital media, performance sculpture, and drawing. And if you would like to check it out, head over to the Portland Art Museum beginning tomorrow. That exhibit runs through October 8th. Admission to that museum ranges from $10 to $6. And you can find out more about the exhibit and the museum on our website. The address is kptv.com. Something else you might want to check out this weekend, the Livestrong Challenge presented by Nike. 7-time Tour de France winner Lance Armstrong will be in Portland this weekend to help raise money for cancer research. 1,500 people are expected at the Livestrong Challenge this Sunday. Fox 12 is proud to sponsor the event, and our own Mark Nelson and Andy Carson will be taking part. And you can walk, run, or ride to raise money for the Lance Armstrong Foundation. To register, just log on to our website, kptv.com. Hollywood's buzzing tonight about another big star arrested on DUI charges. Police pulled over Mel Gibson for speeding early this morning near Malibu, California. They gave him a breathalyzer test and arrested him on suspicion of drunk driving. Gibson was cited and released after making bail of $5,000, and this is Gibson's second DUI arrest. The earlier bust happened in 1984 in Toronto. Gibson attended AA meetings after that arrest. Is Halle Berry pregnant? The rumors have been running wild after photographers snapped this picture of her in Beverly Hills. In previous interviews, Berry said that she'd like to have a baby before she turns 40. That will happen next month. That actress is currently dating a Canadian male model. Actor Daniel Radcliffe is taking off his Harry Potter glasses along with the rest of his clothes. The 17-year-old actor has accepted a role in the play Equus that requires him to appear nude on stage. A spokesman for Radcliffe says that he's maturing and looking forward to the challenge of the role. Equus opens next year. Right now, Radcliffe's filming Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the 5th film in the Potter franchise. And can't get a ticket to see the Rolling Stones live? No problem. Now you can just dial a toll-free number and listen to them perform live in real time. It costs $1.99 for each 7 minutes of concert time. Sounds like a deal. And that is tonight's Final Cut.
I'm Matt Smith. Ahead in sports, we answer the question, what's it take to turn a duck into a raven? News on former Oregon lineman Haloti Ngata.
And ahead in our HealthCast, why men are at a higher risk of developing blood clots than women.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local. Are your greatest sporting moments caught on tape? We want to see them. You shoot it, we show it on Oregon Sports Final. Send in your best sporting highlights to Fox 12 Oregon. If chosen, we'll contact you and then air your greatest or not so greatest sporting moments. You shoot it, we show it on Fox 12 Oregon. First, live, local.
Hey, Mr. Opportunity again. And if you're seeing me, that can mean only one thing. It's Honda clearance time. Yep, and that means it's your opportunity to pick the Accord, Pilot, Odyssey, or any other Honda you desire for a deal that can only be described as irresistible. You know, kind of like me. But hey, like I always say, it's your money. I'm just trying to save you some of it. The 2006 Honda clearance. Oh, did I mention Honda is the most fuel-efficient auto company in America? I'm Mr. Opportunity. I'm back. And I'm knocking.
Get ready to hit the savings jackpot at Mervyn's Mega Sale with incredible night owl and early bird specials just in time for back to school. Like 40 to 50% off screen tees, backpacks, and athletic shoes. 15 to 60% off all kitchen electrics and 50% off bras. Plus, all jeans for the family are on sale with famous Levi's at their lowest prices of the season. What's more, you'll save an extra 15% every time you use your Mervyn's card. So save big for back to school at Mervyn's Mega Sale.
Your favorite 10 o'clock news was voted best overall newscast in the city. Turn to the #1 Emmy Award-winning 10 o'clock news team every night for news that's first, live, and local.
You'd have to search through a lot more than this to find all of the homes and rentals that Move offers in just one place. Move.com. More homes, rentals, photos, tours, and mapping than anywhere else. The when, where, and how to move. Move.com. Finding your next home just got a lot easier.
When the going gets tough, the tough trade up to a dependable, long-lasting Chevy truck. Silverado goes head-to-head with more standard horsepower and torque and better fuel economy than Ford F-150.
Come in and check out the 2006 Chevy Silverado half-ton Crew Cab LS 4x4 today. Silverado. Don't take our word for it. Compare at Edmunds.com. See your participating Northwest Chevy dealer or visit us online at shopforchevy.com.
Ready to win the insomnia battle? We've got the drug-free remedy.
I reliably sleep 6-7 hours a night.
To sleeping through the night. Good Day Oregon, Saturday, tomorrow at 6.
Welcome back. It's that time of year. The Seahawks arrived in Cheney today for preseason training camp. The first full squad practice will be tomorrow. Meanwhile, as NFL contract holdouts go, former Duck Haloti Ngata might have the record for the shortest. Today, he ended a one-day holdout, agreeing to a 5-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Ngata missed both team practices today, but he should be ready to go in the morning. In Cleveland tonight, the Mariners lose 1-0. There was a little bit of irony in this one. The M's traded Shin-Soo Choo to Cleveland 2 days ago. Well, here he is, hitting his first Major League home run for Cleveland. That was the only run of the night. Indians pitcher Jeremy Sowers gets Richie Sexton to fly out in the ninth for the complete game win. Felix Hernandez takes the loss for the Mariners. At PGE Park tonight, the Beavers lose 9-1. Tomorrow, they'll have another shot. They began a 4-game series against New Orleans. At the Senior British Open, Peter Jacobsen started the day tied for the lead. Nice approach here at 17, but don't let it deceive you. After shooting an even par 70, Jake has fallen 5 shots off the lead. Lauren Roberts put together his second straight round of 65. He's tied for the lead with Eduardo Garcia. Today, Tour de France winner Floyd Landis faced the cameras, responded to news that he has tested positive for high levels of testosterone. We're going to hear from the American cyclist coming up tonight at 11. Matt Smith, Fox 12 Sports.
Coming right up in our HealthCast, why being overweight is more dangerous for women than men. Plus, it was a deadly shooting at a Seattle community center. But was it a hate crime? The new developments ahead on the 11 o'clock news.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
This segment of the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Acura.
Work on that left hand.
Thanks for the jest, Mom.
Simple, everyday moments can be the perfect time to talk to your kids about not smoking, so you don't have to plan a big discussion.
Look, there's a dragonfly on one of the roller coasters.
Is your leg? A little moment will do just fine. Talk to your kids about not smoking.
Smoking cigarettes can hurt your game too.
They'll listen.
Don't worry, Dad. I won't.
For conversation starters, log on to philipmorrisusa.com.
Get a heart-pounding lease deal on the 2007 Mitsubishi Eclipse GS for just $289 a month. Hurry, offer ends July 31st. Mitsubishi, driven to thrill.
A lot can happen in 36 hours. Announcing the 36-hour sale at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. With huge savings on stunning, stylish Lazy Boy home furnishings. Save up to 40% on Lazy Boy recliners. Save up to 40% on sofas and love seats. Get free financing with no payments for 1 year. The 36-hour sale at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. It's happening now, but don't wait, because after 36 hours, it's all over.
Pujols and the Cardinals battle the rival Cubs. Saturday at 1 on Fox 12 Oregon.
This week on Garden Time, get the skinny on dipping your plants. Garden Time this Saturday at 9 on Fox 12 Oregon.
Time to make a change. Changes. Changes in the air.
Just the change you've been looking for. The long and short of it is, Ross has the latest looks for fall.
Time to make a change. Changes everywhere.
And it's savings of 40 to 60% off department store prices. You'll get to keep a big chunk of change.
Time to make a change. Changes.
Ross, there's no comparison.
Changes everywhere.
Dear Dr. Z, my class is learning about the environment. What are you doing to help?
Well, class, this Jeep Liberty diesel gets 26 highway miles per gallon. And we're building a flex fuel Commander and Grand Cherokee. Plus, coming soon, the world's cleanest diesel. They're our cleanest 4x4s ever.
It's a joke.
Is that mustache real?
It's back. Employee pricing plus up to $2,000 cash allowance. Get our employee price on most 2006 Jeep vehicles.
In tonight's HealthCast, a new study puts men at a higher risk for dangerous blood clots. The study looked at both men and women who had developed blood clots in their legs due to inactivity. And researchers found that men are twice as likely than women to develop those clots again if they stop taking blood-thinning medication. Those clots can break loose and travel to the heart and lungs, which can cause serious damage. They were not able to determine why men were thought to be at greater risk. Women, though, have more to worry about being overweight. A new study finds that extra pounds affect women much more than they do men. Obese women die at a much higher rate than obese men, and in addition to dying younger, obese women spend 3 more years in poor health over the course of their life than normal-sized women. Doctors think the reason may be that heavier women are not getting wellness exams that could spot problems early enough to treat them. Obese men only have had 1 extra year of poor health. Got 12 minutes, then you have time for all the day's news, plus your complete weather forecast. The 11 o'clock news starts right now.
First,
with a lawsuit against a local school after 2 of its coaches end up in jail for sexually abusing some of their players. Live, as a gunman brings the Middle East crisis close to home.
I have never seen anything like that in my life.
Team coverage of the deadly shooting at a Northwest Jewish center. And local, with what neighbors say is evidence that the gang problem in their town is getting out of hand. 12 on 12, your complete look at news and weather starts right now. And we begin tonight with some breaking news out of Las Vegas. We want to show you a live picture that's coming into our studio right now of a fire that's going on. As you can see, this fire's really raging right now. We have some details about what's happening, but again, this is happening in Las Vegas as we speak. It's a 3-alarm fire. We're told it's in the area of Craig Road in Las Vegas. Early reports say that a lightning bolt may have hit a gas station, setting some propane tanks on fire. This is video coming into us from one of our stations, KVBC. As you can see, this is a shot of the flames from an aerial point of view, and it's a wide area right now that's on fire in Las Vegas, a gas explosion. We're going to keep track of this fire, bring more to you if it develops later here in the 11 o'clock news. Well, tonight, a deadly shooting brings the crisis in the Middle East to the Northwest. Gunfire broke out at Seattle's Jewish Federation this afternoon. 1 woman died and at least 5 other people were hurt, and we have just learned the name of the man accused in that shooting. It's Naveed Afzal Haq. KPTV's Darren Dito starts our team coverage from Seattle.
They said that there were gunshots outside, and that's really when it first registered what was going on. I guess I was frightened.
Seattle police say the gunman opened fire inside the Jewish Federation of Greater Seattle around 4 o'clock. As officers from all over the city responded, witnesses found themselves caught in a dangerous situation.
Technically speaking, he's got line of fire from that 2nd floor to anything in the block.
With a gunman on the loose, paramedics had to duck for cover while trying to reach the victims. With guns drawn, police began to move in on the suspect.
The street was overwhelmed with policemen with assault rifles. I have never seen anything like that in my life.
Police say the gunman actually called 911 during the hostage standoff. Witnesses describe how officers finally captured the gunman.
I saw them pull some guy out of what is apparently the Jewish Federation building and take him to the floor and arrest him.
An employee at the Jewish Federation says the gunman is a Muslim who is angry with Israel.
This is being treated not only as a homicide, we have 1 person who has been killed, also the people who were wounded, but it is also, as the mayor stated, being treated as a hate crime.
Paramedics pulled several bloody victims that had been shot from the building, 1 dead and 5 wounded. The FBI and Seattle police are investigating whether this was an act of terrorism against the Jewish Federation because of the situation in the Middle East. Just yesterday, police received a bulletin about potential terrorist attacks.
Price, quality, service, or selection.
We challenge any dealer, anytime. Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
We can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, and the mattress is free.
All I'm saying is you can tell a lot about someone from their car.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, take this one. Leather seats, nav system, Bose surround sound. This guy is the man.
Introducing the 244 horsepower turbocharged Mazda CX-7, the SUV you never saw coming.
The man. Yeah, you're the man.
What?
The all-new Mazda CX-7. It all comes back to